Viewers, this is your channel, Times Now, a day ahead of phase 3. We are at a deeply crucial point in the Lok Sabha elections. 180 seats have gone to the polls, but almost two-thirds still remain. And the time for big gaps is over. The remaining 5 phases come thick and fast from now on, with no respite for rethinks and course corrections. And as the world's biggest democratic process enters this critical phase, dear viewers, come at the hour, come at the man. The Times Network, your network, viewers, has interviewed the biggest newsmaker of them all, none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. He sat down with Group Editor-in-Chief Navika, Kumar and Consulting Editor Sushant Sinha for the most in-depth and incisive interaction that could be the inflection point this election season. Viewers, that mega exclusive with the Prime Minister, full, uncut, candid, is coming to Unmissable tonight at 9 p.m. Before that, we have a very special set of guests to preview what is coming up next. We are going to tell you what exactly, why this is an interview like no other, an interview where no topic, no matter how controversial, is out of bounds. Joining us this minute is a special panel of people comprising the keenest political watchers in the country. And viewers, they're going to help us understand why the PM's answers to the questions we've asked could be the game changer. Let's dive straight into it with the most tangible question of them all from the biggest interview of this election season.
प्रधानमंत्री जी, जो इलेक्शन का समय है उसमें से 2 फेज का हिस्सा तो चला गया। मतलब अगर हम माने कि 7 पेपर आप दे रहे हैं एग्जाम, तो 2 के आंसर शीट तो आपने भर दिए। तो प्रधानमंत्री जी, क्या आप अभी भी ये मान रहे हैं कि वो 400 का टारगेट अचीव हो जाएगा?
This is just one of the many questions that have been asked. Let's open this up. JVC Sriram needs no introduction. R. Rajagopalan, someone who's seen many elections. Lokesh Jindal also with us. Tehseen Poonawalla will be joining us shortly. And we'll have more people coming to the panel as we go along. Mr. Rajagopalan, as the senior most, sir, someone who's, seen not just elections but observed Prime Minister Modi so closely. What do you think of what you've seen so far?
Pranesh, first of all, congratulations to Times Now Group and all Navika, Kumar and Sushant Sinha. Second, Modi's style of giving interview is totally different from other prime ministers. Thank you for good words about me, because I have seen 8 prime ministers. Narendra Modi is at par excellence. New points. The comfort level of Navika Kumar with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in the sense the questions is, pointed questions, and Prime Minister reply, you are blocked. We have to wait for 9 o'clock. You are creating a big hype. And moreover, Modi has introduced a new style of giving interviews. First, he used to give only to English, Hindi. Now he combined that. For example, in Tamil television, he gave an interview to 2 persons. In other television interviews, he is amalgamating Hindi, Marathi, Telugu, Kannada, and English. So therefore, a new pattern he has evolved. And moreover, as you introduced, the program, Modi is a newsmaker. Whichever part of India Mr. Modi goes, he makes news. For example, yesterday, he was in 3 states. Today morning, he is in Odisha. And moreover, today you are telecasting this interview. The best point is, Apki Baar 400 ki Paar. Yes, President Narendra Modi will cross because of his ability.
So that question is important, because as we speak, Ratan Sharda also joining us. Sir, good afternoon. Good to have you on the panel. The question about 400 Paar is important because many in the opposition camp, JVC Sriram, believe that, look, all this is utter desperation. Even the Prime Minister knows that this is far from reality. But the Prime Minister's response will shock one and all. JVC.
Good afternoon, Pranesh, and good afternoon to my co-panelists. See, when 272 plus was kept as a mission in 2014, what did the opposition say? Impossible. In 2019, 300 plus. They said you have lost 3 states where you are ruling, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. And how do you get 300 plus? Impossible. And what happened? 280 plus, 303, and this time 400. See, the point is, if you want to, aim for the big things, what happens is it galvanizes the entire cadre. Don't keep small targets. Keep a big one. Go for records.
Right.
And that is the kind of vision that Mr. Narendra Modi has. In corporate parlance, we always say, when your vision is very small, everything looks as an obstacle. But if your vision is very high, every obstacle can be overcome. And that is what is the vision of Shri Narendra Modi. It is very important that you ask those questions to the Prime Minister.
There's more in the list, and we'll reveal that as we go along. Tehseen Poonawalla also joining us. Tehseen, looking bright and fresh as always. Good afternoon. Tehseen, what do you make of, the teasers that you've seen so far of the PM interview?
So first of all, many, many congratulations to the Times Now group, to Navika and Sushant. Looks like a fantastic interview. True to Times Now tradition, tough questions have been asked of the Prime Minister, counter questions seem to have been asked. And I think this is healthy for democracy that the Prime Minister's answered questions. Of course, I oppose the BJP and I would want that the BJP loses, and I think they will lose these elections. But very good and tough questions, as media should be. So very, very good interview and looking forward to it today.
Okay. Now, viewers, when Prime Minister Modi swept the polls in 2014, it contested from 2 seats, Vadodara in Gujarat and Varanasi in UP. He won them both by a landslide and then chose to remain Varanasi MP while giving up the seat from his home state. Many credit this political intent for the BJP stripping its success for the last decade. And in a week's time, the Prime Minister will return to Kashi to file his nomination. Here's what we asked him.
काशी से ये जो आपका नाता है, ये काशी का नाता आपके लिए क्या मायने रखता है?
You'll have to tune into the interview at 9 p.m. to know the answer. But in the past, Ratan Sharda, the Prime Minister, has said, "माँ गंगा ने बुलाया है और इसीलिए मैं आया हूँ." And if you saw the reaction, he was very emotional.
It is obvious that what Modi has done for Kashi and for the entire region is an outstanding example of what a leader can deliver and how he can create a renaissance of a place which is timeless, which is very old, and his strategy of taking a Varanasi than Gujarat, because Gujarat has been a strong territory anyways, to create an impact, because we all know that one who captures UP captures Bharat. And that is one thing political. Other is his devotion and dedication to Dharma. He has tried to bring about revival of every religious place, whether it's Buddhist or Jaini or Hindu. And he has been doing great service to the people of the region. It has brought wealth and prosperity to the people of every region. Tourism has increased. Devotion to your different religious faiths have increased. So everywhere you find a very positive impact of Modi's views. And from what I see, I find that Modi's dedication to Kashi comes out very well. On the issue of 400, we should also remember that when Modi said 400 Paar, opposition started fighting the phantom. Instead of fighting the BJP's ideas, BJP's philosophy and ideology, it started fighting the figure of 400. They lost the communication, they lost the base, because he put the opposition in on defensive. Opposition never understood the game, because whether BJP gets 400 plus or 375, I tweeted a few days back that if BJP gets even 390, the opposition will say BJP has lost. A moral victory for Congress. That is not true. The truth is that he has put an ambitious target for the workers. At the same time, he has put opposition on the defensive. Have you ever seen any opposition claim they will get so many seats and they will form a government with this combination?
Right. So you suggest that this is a sign of confidence. This is done to galvanize the voters. Hands going up straight away. Tehseen, not in agreement, obviously. But Tehseen, can I please bring in Lokesh for a quick comment? Then I'm coming to you.
Well, Pradesh, I see this narrative of 400 Paar as an expression of arrogance and complete disregard for the opposition That's not the way a statesperson ought to behave. He must consider that his policies has been a failure with respect to the farmers issue, with respect to the inflation, unemployment. There are lots of aspects that he is yet to resolve, he is answerable for, and the voters are going to deliver their verdict through exercising their...
Okay, let's see what the Prime Minister, has to say when that interview plays out. Lokesh, we'll have to do this all over again after the interview. So let's leave something post-interview also. JVC, I'll just bring you in. But viewers, at the core of this election is a battle of ideologies and vision. And these have been enunciated in the manifestos of the BJP and Congress. A lot has been said by both sides, particularly about the Congress manifesto. And the question is, who's reading the lines and who's reading between the lines?
बीजेपी का आरोप है कि कांग्रेस का घोषणा पत्र बहुत ही डिवाइसिव है। हालांकि कांग्रेस आलोचना करती है बीजेपी की ये कह के कि आप 2 और 2 22 बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
Ideology, battle of perception, JVC.
See, I just want to counter Lokesh Jindal. Lokesh Jindal, please come prepared. The UPA inflation was 8.5. Under Shri Narendra Modi, it was hardly 5% average. And do you know what was the kind of inflation India saw when Indira Gandhi was ruling? It was in double digit. So,
JVC, you are comparing wholesale price index
wait, Lokesh, I did not interrupt when you spoke.
Get your facts right.
Wait, get your facts right. Go and get your facts right. You want me to give you facts? I can give you facts.
When you are comparing inflation,
I can give you facts. I can give you facts, Mr. Lokesh.
Gentlemen, there's also a question on economy, inflation, unemployment. Let's not fight, please. One person speaks at a time. Lokesh, let him just complete his point. I'll come to you.
He's comparing wholesale price index.
I'll come to you for a response. Let him have his say.
I did not interrupt when you spoke.
I won't.
Temperature's up already before the interview. Okay, gentlemen, please calm down. Lokesh, please. JVC, just make your point, then I'll go to Lokesh. Let him have his say.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
See, what I'm trying to tell you is, because the people who are supporting Congress just makes off-the-cuff remark without any evidence, without any fact, and want to get away with irresponsible statements. You can't make irresponsible statements and get away. Today is a time when data and facts are available at fingertips. Now, when I say, look at what is the inflation in the month of March, look at what is the inflation in the month of February. And you should also know that the world has seen one of the biggest calamities, which has not been seen in the last 1 century. No reference was there for it. The COVID, we came out of it in a much better manner.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rajagopalan, I'm coming to you, but viewers, the Prime Minister has repeatedly referred to the Congress manifesto as a Muslim League manifesto, and his party has called its agenda dangerous. And of these, there's one particular Nyaya on which the Prime Minister has taken an absolutely uncompromising stand. Here's that question.
आप जब इस बार ये कह रहे हैं बार बार कि मोदी मर जाएगा लेकिन धर्म के नाम पर आरक्षण नहीं आने देगा, ये बड़ी स्ट्रांग लाइन है। आप ये आज से नहीं कह रहे हैं, आपने गुजरात के सीएम रहते हुए भी ये चीज जगजाहिर की। आपको क्या खतरा दिखता है अगर धर्म के नाम पर आरक्षण आए या मुसलमानों को आरक्षण आए?
The question of Muslim quota, the nation awaits that answer from the Prime Minister. Tehseen.
Look, let's come. Why is the Honorable Prime Minister doing Hindu-Muslim? Because he knows 400 Paar is not happening. Forget 400 Paar. Let me be very clear. BJP is not crossing 270. They are rattled after what happened in the first and second phase. First phase in Tamil Nadu wiped out. Rajasthan wiped out. The gap in Rajasthan, each of the Congress candidates is winning by over 1 lakh votes. Sort of this rattleness they've got in Pakistan. Now, what are they going to bring in next? Dawood Ibrahim. So the Prime Minister is rattled. We can see that. So he's doing this Hindu-Muslim. Fact is not that. You know, in Gujarat, where the Honorable Prime Minister was Chief Minister, exclusive quota I'm not talking about quota for Hindus, exclusive quotas for Muslims and OBC. He's bought it. Prime Minister Modi is bought it. ये करे तो चमत्कार, कोई और करे तो गुनहगार. भाई क्यों? If you want to remove quotas for Muslims, why is it in Gujarat? Just answer those. And it's not 1 or 2 Muslim groups. He's brought in 9 or 10 Muslim groups. As exclusive OBC quotas. Exclusive. What are you saying? So why is he doing all of this? Because he has no answers. Now, inflation, somebody spoke about. Inflation is the lowest. Do you know what they've done? How they've changed the inflation basket? They've increased gobar ka weightage and they've reduced cow dung ka, they've reduced petrol and gas. Obviously, your inflation will go down. What is
No,
your
so
petrol price?
you are saying that
plus.
there is window dressing. But on the larger question of Muslim quota, the point that you raised, why is the Prime Minister doing Hindu-Muslim? That question was asked in as many words, Tehseen. And I'm sure, you know, we will hear from you when you watch the interview that's coming up at 9 p.m. But viewers, no matter the election, over the decades that Congress has maintained one particular accusation and deploy one particular narrative against the BJP, especially Prime Minister Modi. We asked him about this. Listen to this clearly.
22 साल से यही नैरेटिव कैसे मुसलमान बार बार खरीद ले रहा है या मान ले रहा है कि मोदी आएंगे तो मुसलमान को खत्म करेंगे.
Modi's anti-Muslim is the recurring theme of what an ecosystem, you know, slash opposition has been saying, Mr. Rajagopalan, for a long time now.
Pranesh, I will prove Tehseen Poonawalla wrong, because Prime Minister's reply, he has not waited to understand what Prime Minister's reply was. Apart from that, from this interview, after Mr. Narendra Modi, what he said to Navika Kumar, you will wait and watch, and an entire narrative about the Muslim controversy will come to a full stop. Second thing, now, my dear friend Lokesh Jindal, he is the only one lost Congress spokesperson to quit Congress and join BJP. Almost yesterday, Radhika Khera joined. Uska pehle Tehseen Poonawalla ka brother Shahjad Poonawalla. At least 8 Congress spokespersons who criticized Narendra Modi or in the lap of Narendra Modi after the interview. You wait and watch.
No, are you saying Tehseen is next in line, Mr. Rajagopalan? What are you suggesting? Do you know something that we don't...
Both of them will be online, because after the interview, they will be convinced. Online, they will say, I'm joining BJP.
Tehseen, have you made up your mind? Mr. Rajagopalan is convinced that you're switching sides.
I have a lot of respect for Rajgopalan ji. When I'm in parliament, he will cover me, as he's always covered prominent leaders. And I will always be with the side that I want to, which is anti-BJP. But let me just, for your viewers, read out 4 or 5. The list is actually very big. Mehtar, Mainpuri, Bakho, Betiar, Chikki, Kasab, Mukhri, Pamaira, Rangrez, Bafan, Fakir, Dafar, Galeria, Hingoria. These are all Muslim reservations exclusively in Gujarat given by Prime Minister Modi, or prior to when he was there, while he was Chief Minister. Exclusive in OBC. Ab yahan kya karenge? Why are you giving on base of religion? This is in the central list and state list of Gujarat. Right now, vote list who's in control of? Gujarat, he was in control of center. He's double engine sarkar. Why doesn't he remove it? See, that's what I say. I respect the Prime Minister. But this hypocrisy of the BJP must be exposed.
Let's wait for what the Prime Minister's response is. The interview coming up at 9 p.m. Tehseen, look, you know, in all of this, the takeaway for me is that you've indicated that you'll be in Parliament soon. Party you're yet to decide. Mr. Rajagopalan would have us believe that you're joining the BJP. I just want to quickly bring in your, friend, close friend of that, JVC Shriram. JVC, where do you want to see Tehseen Poonawalla?
See, I estimate itself tweeted, he's the right man in the wrong party. Look at what is the kind of interviews and speeches which Tehseen has given yesterday against the leader of the opposition in Maharashtra, who belongs to Congress. Does he subscribe to that? He doesn't subscribe. There are several things which Tehseen Poonawalla disagrees with the Congress party. That is the reason why Mr. Rajgopalan is saying that there is every good chance that Tehseen might also jump ship for a fundamental reason, that when there is so much of disagreement, because with your right conscience, you cannot be supporting Congress. even if you have a little bit of conscience, your support for Congress would have diminished. Because how can you accept a leader of the opposition in Maharashtra who is saying that former police officer Hemant was killed not by Kasab and his gang, but
and
by
JVC, I'm sorry to interject here, but it's not just Mr. Wadattiwar. I mean, the list is long. The former Chief Minister of Punjab, can you believe it, Mr. Channi, has linked the attack on the IAF convoy, and he said that this is a stunt for polls. Once again, the Congress leader clean chitting, giving a clean chit to Pakistani terror. One too many instances of the Congress doing it. But, let's come back to the interview we are talking about, the Prime Minister interview coming up at 9 p.m. And all the questions have been asked in the heat of the election battle. A despicable charge, viewers, has engulfed a key ally of the BJP, the JDS, the Prajwal Revanna. Sexual assault case has shocked the nation and permeated the discourse in poll season in Karnataka and beyond. We asked the Prime Minister about it point blank.
प्रज्वल रेवन्ना मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट रहे हैं। उनके पिताजी, उनके फार्म हाउस से एक महिला, एक हेल्पर मिली है। 2976 वीडियोस की बात की जा रही है और वो आदमी भाग जाता है देश से। इस पर हम क्या करेंगे? क्या हम लाचार मजबूर हैं? क्या हम वापस लाएंगे? इस पर न्याय कैसे मिलेगा?
Most controversial, pressing issues all discussed in this interview, Mr. Sharda. The opposition has been saying, why is the Prime Minister silent on this issue? That question asked of the Prime Minister.
I think the questions that are being asked have covered most of the controversial grounds that have been created by opposition and also by actual events in the political scenario of Bharat. So I expect Modi to be very forthright in the answers. He never hides his punches, never hides his views. And as far as Hindu-Muslim is concerned, as many of us have started pointing out, who brought in 26/11, who brought in Pulwama, who brought in this recent attack on forces? Is this the way you run a government, run a nation? Is this the way to, play politics, very dirty politics? And not only that, this Radhika Kheda, why she was expelled, and not only she was harassed, not expelled, because she went to Ram Mandir. Is this really the way Congress wants to project itself, as just talking of minority, just talking of personal laws, then saying, "Aap Hindu-Muslim karte ho"? Is it not shameful that you are harassing people who want to go to Ram Mandir and then some Ram Bhakt hai? So this entire creation of minority privileges that this Congress is doing, and I'm sure you would have asked him also about redistribution of income. And as far as Tehseen is concerned, he was a conscience keeper of Congress. But how long can he remain conscience keeper when nobody listens to him, when nobody takes his advice? So he is going to be an independent Trishanku, where he will give advice and nobody listens. So unless Congress grows ears and gets some heart into place and has some conscience, they will keep on seeing the ridicule, they'll keep on seeing hitting the bottom, and Congress people defending Yaduvanshi, Tejasvi, just imagine.
Which is why the Prime Minister dared Akhilesh Yadav. He said that, look, you call yourself Yaduvanshi. Why are you silent on this? We are yet to hear anything from Akhilesh Yadav. Let's talk about another.
Supports him merrily.
That's right. The Prime Minister, you'll remember, viewers, was among the first to really leverage social media and new age technology in his poll campaigns. For his 2014 campaigns, he had memorably used a hologram on stage. This time, however, there is also a worry of misuse via fake videos, and one such case has already come up. This is the deep fake video on Kota. That question asked of the Prime Minister.
जब अमित शाह जी का एक फेक वीडियो फैलाया गया, आप लोग काफी उसको लेकर अग्रेसिवली आपने कहा कि ये बहुत गलत हो रहा है। इस पर आपका रिएक्शन पहले से अलग था बाकी के झूठ से, ऐसा क्यों?
Remember, all these straight, direct questions answered by the Prime Minister. The interview plays out at 9 p.m. on Times Now. Now, Bharat, here's the question that a lot of opposition leaders have been talking about. Over the years, viewers, the opposition has called PM many things, but with his 400 Paar promise, the allegation of authoritarianism has grown in frequency. We asked the Prime Minister about the dictator charge.
यहाँ से लेकर विदेशों तक एक इकोसिस्टम चलता है जो कहता है आप हिटलर हैं, आप तानाशाह हैं, आप आएंगे तो ये बदल जाएगा, चुनाव नहीं होंगे। इन सब चीज़ों को आप कैसे देखते हैं कि एजेंसियां भी आपने कंट्रोल करनी है, तमाम चीफ मिनिस्टर आपने जेल में डाल दिया?
You heard that question, Tehseen. Rahul Gandhi has been saying that if Modi returns in his third term, the constitution will cease to exist. He will abolish quota.
I think what we all have to be collectively worried about, whichever side of the fence it is anybody who has the numbers that they do, and statements made by none less than the chairperson of Rajya Sabha and the Vice President of India about a basic structure of the Constitution. And he said this in Parliament and outside Parliament as well as the former Chief Justice, who is now in Parliament, sent by the Honorable Prime Minister, should have all of us very worried. It's not a question of can he do it or can't he do it. Democracy is never perfect. Democracy is always evolving. But one of the features of democracies, whichever side of the fence you have to be guarded like a watchdog to ensure that democracy doesn't wither down. I'm not saying India is not a democracy. I won't say that now. But we have to be extremely alert that no person has the authoritarian streak to try and wither down democracies. We've seen what happened in Israel. We're seeing what's happening in Turkey. We're seeing what's happening in countries like these. These are democratic countries, Turkey and Israel. But we're seeing what's happening there. And we have to be very alert. Now, I'm not saying we're in Turkey or we're in Israel yet. I'm not saying that. But when you have strong men and you have authoritarian men, which the Prime Minister is, remember, he just did demonetization in a couple of hours.
Strong and decisive and to be, called dictator, two different things, Tehseen. I'm sure you agree with that.
I agree we're not a dictatorship. Yeah. I completely agree we're not. What I'm saying is, it is right. It is the duty not just of Rahul Gandhi, but even those on the BJP side, even journalists like you, to be extremely guarded. That
absolutely, which is why that question was asked. Quick comment, Mr. Rajagopalan.
50 years after, emergency slapped on India, from this interview with Navika, Kumar and Sushant Sinha by Mr. Narendra Modi, I get a clear indication that what Mr. L.K. Advani, for Bharat Ratna L.K. Advani told Narendra Modi, if you get more power, you should not bring emergency back. Even at that time, Mr. Narendra Modi replied to Mr. Advani. And that reply has been repeated in Navika's interview by Mr. Narendra Modi. Therefore, Tehseen Poonawalla, और 9 घंटे वेट कर लो, 9 o'clock बात सुन लो. What Prime Minister says. क्यों जल्दी भाग रहे पर? ये क्यों भाग रहे राहुल गांधी की तरह? डरो मत, भागो मत.
I think we need to understand that who has changed the constitution how many times, who had imposed Article 356 how many times, who had imposed emergency on this country. Now, such parties do not have any right to criticize a highly democratic person like Shri Narendra Modi. Mr. Narendra Modi wants 400 to strengthen democracy, unlike the 400 which Rajiv Gandhi got to change the constitution of India. That's all I would like to say.
Well said. Viewers, elections are grueling, and especially if you have 7 phases across 2 months in the peak of summer. This time, sadly, the Prime Minister will not be able to draw upon perhaps his strongest pillar of support. Listen to this.